Well. Mr. Jack was right again with his decision prediction of Leon Edwards. A lot of talk about. I'm glad already some of you guys are already joining, but I'm here now. A lot to talk about. UFC. Let me have this in the back. UFC 286. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second. Obviously, the post-fight press conference is going down right now. I don't really know what's going on, so I guess I gotta look what's going on. But obviously we've heard now Colby Covington is in the mix now, back at 170, coming back after beating Masvidal a year ago, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on that because I do have a little bit of a different take than I think most people would, but we're gonna see. But let me know what you guys thought of. I'm gonna read some of the chat in a second, but overall, let me just give my thoughts and then I'll read up what I missed on the chat. I mean, I thought Leon was gonna win. First of all, let's talk. So the fight was close, round one. I'd give that to Leon. Leon pretty clearly won round one. Round two was close. I saw some people giving it to Kamaru. He did get a takedown, I believe. But I gave it to Leon. And then the round three was where I gave it to Usman, so it was a 10-8 round because, as you guys know, Usman Leon grabbed the fence, deducting a point from Usman, and I was just like, man, like, first of all, Usman usually does cheat in his other fights, so if anyone were to get deducted a point, I thought it'd be Usman, but it is what it is. And then it was a 10-8 round, so it was tied from there. I gave round 4 to Kamaru, and then I gave round 5 to Leon. I had it a draw, 47-47. I thought it was going to be a draw, but the scoring was just so weird, and the scoring the whole night was so weird with Marvin Vettori, which we're going to talk about later, but there's a lot to talk about. Like I said, I'm going to answer a lot of the chat. I had it a draw. Might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't know. I didn't see a lot of people like, oh, this fight was so close. I agree. The fight was close. I don't mind Leon winning just because, like I said, if you're not going to get the finish, then you have to be kind of okay with getting screwed sometimes if it's that close. But obviously there's some certain decisions where it's like so obvious that you lose. But I'm going to go read over the chat real quick in a second. But I just want to talk about the fight. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was close. I thought Leon made some of the same mistakes that he made in the first fight, like his back against the cage. But he did do a lot better. I thought he did a lot better getting out of those situations, and I thought those were more errors from Kamaru. I thought he was just overextending some of those shots, and then Leon was able to circle out and get to the center. We saw him throw the head kick in like the 5th round. Didn't really throw any of the kicks. Was trying to set it up with the body kicks, and hurt Kamaru at one point with a knee. That was definitely a big moment. I think that happened in round 2. I saw some people giving round 2 to Usman, and I think he outlanded him, but I gave it to Leon. I thought it was a draw, though. I can't see how you score it. I mean, I guess you would have to give round 4 to Leon. Let me know if any of you guys gave round 4 to Leon, but I thought it was a draw. But I'm going to read over the chat right now. So, Leon shocked the world, yeah. I mean, not for me. He didn't shock me. How do you put a ranked women's match and Brian Barberena ahead of the Italian Dream? Yeah, I know, right? I thought that should have been the featured bout. I've been saying this whole week. Like, why was that the opening of the prelims? That was a good fight, and it was a good fight watching it. I was like, what the hell? I mean, Gunnar Nelson, okay, fine, but over Casey O'Neill, especially originally it was Joanne Calderwood was, I think, the featured bout at a certain point, but that's what it is. I was rooting for Usman, but also was happy to see Leon Edwards prove most people wrong. Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of felt bad for Usman. Obviously, he was the champion. He got everything taken away from him, and you could tell the confidence was just not there this week. You could tell definitely something was taken away from Usman. He looked a little more confident in the walk to the octagon, but that was about that. Let me see what else you guys are saying. I don't know how much more Gaethje's chin could take. Yeah, he took a lot of shots, especially in the beginning of the 3rd round. I thought Gaethje won the fight. He lost the first round, and the rest was just for Fiziev. Gaethje dominated that last round, and like I said, the jab was gonna win Gaethje the fight, which is what he used in the third round. He definitely, like I said, Fiziev has a lot more trouble coming forward. So if Gaethje could actually force Fiziev to push forward instead of just going backwards, instead of just pushing forward and then getting countered, I felt like that was his best chance. And I was surprised. I mean, like I said this all week. I said, look, if the old Gaethje, I said, could dog out a decision and beat Fiziev, and I thought, I was like, hey man, his chin is just deteriorated, his chin is gone, but turns out it's not gone. Turns out it's just still there. So I'm surprised as well. Maybe we see him be done next fight, but I don't know how much he has left. He's saying he has one more run. I don't know who we'll talk about that when we talk about the Gaethje fight, but yeah, big W for Leon. This is why Danny said in the chat, he's like, this is why you can't link. He said in the chat. It's funny. People got to start respecting Gaethje again. Yeah, 1,000%. I said this whole week people were disrespecting Justin Gaethje. Like, he is definitely still high level. I mean, he lost to Oliveira. He was the champ, and he beat Poirier. And then who else did he lose? I mean, he lost to Eddie Alvarez and Poirier, but that was the old Gaethje. We've seen him definitely improve since then. But let's talk about the Gaethje fight, since a lot of you guys are. Let me take a break from the chat. Gaethje surprised me. I predicted Fiziev by finish. I didn't think the fight was going to go to distance, but it did somehow. And even though it looked like a lot of parts, I was like, damn, like this fight looks close. This fight looks close, but it is what it is. I thought the first round, Gaethje lost it, and I was like, man, this is just going to be Fiziev. Fiziev did a lot better entering into range than normally. Normally he is someone that's kind of pushing forward, but I find because of his height, has a lot of trouble going inside, and it's usually when the fighters come towards him, that's usually where he does a lot better. But that's not how the fight happened. That's not how the fight went down, and that's just that. And then the second round, it was a closer round, definitely a lot closer round. Both guys landed lots of shots. I just think, Gaethje dogged it out in that second round, and that's what got him, though, and he was able to take the shots from Fiziev and then was able to give some back, kind of gave him the round. And then the third round was just dominant. He found his range. Perfect coaching from Trevor Whitman. I mean, just telling him to use the jab, stay on the outside, leg kicks. He didn't throw as many leg kicks as I think he should have. I mean, we saw in the first round he absolutely obliterated Fiziev's leg, and he did at the end of the fight. But I'm just surprised. I thought he would have done a lot more. And that fight was really good. I don't know if it was fight of the night. I mean, what else would you get fight of the night? I mean, I think the Vettori fight, I don't know. No, I guess you'd have to give that fight of the night because that third round was really crazy. But Fiziev is my favorite fighter. Solid night of fights. Gaethje did well actually using more than a calf kick. He actually threw body kicks and high kicks. Yeah, he did throw. I was surprised that he threw. Normally he doesn't throw high kicks. Did it this time around. He used obviously a takedown. And on it, look, maybe 5 years ago, Gaethje could just go in there and throw big shots and leg kicks and get the win. But as he's getting older, he's not going to be able to take those shots. And I thought that throughout this fight week, Gaethje was saying a lot of the right things and acknowledging a lot of his flaws and acknowledging that he can't just go in there and do the same thing as he always does. So I like that, but I was surprised. I was surprised that he won, though. I thought it was honestly going to end by knockout. That was my most surprising. I was pretty certain that Fiziev was going to win, though I did think a lot of people were sleeping on Gaethje, to be honest. But yeah, I'm happy for Leon. The main event, close. And most of all, what I really want to talk about, the card was great, and I really hate to just gloss over it because it was a good card. And I'll talk about after I talk about this, I want to talk about other stuff on the card. But who's next? I mean, who would have guessed? Like yesterday, nobody would be saying this name, but Colby Covington, like literally, this guy just popped out of nowhere, and suddenly he's next. What's going on? My take on this, first of all, Leon on the mic, he won. He was like, "Oh, Colby's not next." I don't know if Colby was on the press conference as of yet. I mean, if Leon was on the press conference as of yet, but if he was, I'm just curious what he has to say. But he said in the octagon, he's like, he doesn't have an interest. Colby sat around, and if you're looking at who deserves it, probably Bilal. But I think they're making. Dana said that he's making Bilal Shavkat, which I guess is just a nice alternative. Maybe make it on the same card as that. I don't know when Leon could return. International Fight Week, Colby said that would be a nice. And honestly, I think that'd be a good card. Jones, Stipe, co-main event, Leon, Colby, that would be good. I'm surprised that he's not. I'm surprised he's not gonna fight Masvidal. Leon said he wanted to fight Masvidal on the post-fight presser. Yeah, that would make the most sense. If Masvidal wins the next one, I would be surprised if they still go. I mean, Dana said no matter what Colby's next, but I'm pretty surprised that they don't do Colby and Leon. I mean, Masvidal and Leon because of the whole history, because of the 3-piece and the soda in the back and all of that. So would be surprised. Wouldn't mind seeing it though. I think that's the fight to make, honestly, Masvidal and Leon. If we're talking about people that don't deserve title shots, if we're just going to give someone a title shot, then let's give it to Masvidal. That's a way better fight. And you can make better fights with Colby. I mean, not better fights, but you can make good fights with Colby. You can make Hamzat Colby. You can make Shavkat Colby. That's interesting. Bilal Colby. I mean, any fight with Colby is interesting, but you're not going to really see Masvidal versus Shavkat. That's not a fun fight. You're going to see Masvidal versus Bilal. Those aren't fun fights. Like, let's give him a fun fight if he beats. But that's if he beats Burns, because that's a big if. Anyway, so I'm not too mad because I don't think he beats Burns, but at the same time, we have seen Gilbert get dropped by a jab a few times on occasion. Not trying to shit on him, but and Masvidal does hit hard. I do think that Burns wins. I'm just saying there is definitely a possibility where Jorge stuffs the takedown and then knocks out Gilbert out of just like he catches him, but who knows? Robbery. Usman was robbed. He won every round, even the sixth. I mean the fifth. I assume you mean. That's definitely not true. Definitely did not. Definitely no robbery, first of all. I think we got to get this out of the way. No matter how you score the fight, no robbery here. I thought it was a draw, but definitely no robbery. Leon said he wanted to fight Masvidal. I read that. Yeah, I agree. Usman was outclassed. I wouldn't say outclassed because Usman did have moments. Especially in the third and fourth, I thought, I just think that Leon was better tonight, and I think that's why he won. A lot of those exchanges, he was just better. He learned a lot. Let's see. And a lot of fouls from Leon, too. We got to talk about that. But I think that means Hamza's going to 185, yeah. I mean, I think Hamza tweeted, he wants Leon in Abu Dhabi. I can't even see him making 170 again. If you've seen his recent videos, he just looks too big. And it seems like the UFC is pretty keen on just having him go stay at 185. I think that would probably make the most sense, seeing he weighed in like 9 pounds overweight last time. He lost Cobra. I don't care. I mean, I don't care that Usman lost. Like I said, I predicted Leon. And I'm not a Masvidal. I mean, I'm not a Kamaru fan, and I'm not a Leon fan. But I had a draw, so I didn't have anybody winning, to be honest. But I'm not mad that Leon won. I think if anyone should have won the fight, probably Leon. I don't see how you score Kamaru the fight at all. I could see how you score Leon, so that I don't mind. But if Kamaru won, I just really would not understand that at all. But okay, fine. Leon wins. I'm not too mad. Make Usman fight one of the up-and-comers like Hamzat or Shavkat. Yeah, I could see them doing that. If Hamzat's going to stay at 170, they should definitely do Hamzat and Usman on a pay-per-view or something like that. I feel like that fight would still be interesting, but I don't think he's going to 170. I could see Usman being like, hey, I'm old. Let me go to 185. If Pereira beats Adesanya again, maybe he fights Hamzat at 185. Who knows? You never know with this. I gotta thank you. Not yet, but Jack, I think you beat Leon in a fight. If you're going to come up behind him and groin shot him when you want that matchup, I mean, anytime. I mean, I think I would probably beat Leon. I'd beat Leon probably. I could do International Fight Week, but that's about it. I could probably do International Fight Week, something like that, anytime. But I hear he's ducking me. I offered to weigh in as the backup, and then they just didn't. Thank you for the donation. UK, you're a dump. Colby Covington. For the first time, Usman had a groin shot. Yeah, really. The real first groin shot. Their take. Colby is going to make welterweight great again. Let's go. Yeah, I think, honestly, yeah, Colby and Edwards is actually a really good fight. That fight is interesting. I mean, honestly, I don't mind it because that fight's gonna be exciting. Like, honestly, as much as I want to say, yeah, Colby doesn't deserve it, which he doesn't deserve it. Colby is definitely a fun fight. Like, let's be honest. Like, that is a fun fight to make. If you're okay, let's see. Colby is going to make welterweight game. So it's gonna be Edwards versus Covington. Yes. And for some reason, this chat isn't coming up on my feed, but I'll just read it through here. If you're going to train outweight, or if you're going to train and cut weight, what weight class would you be in? That's what I could read. It's kind of small, but I mean, I'm like 6'1". I'd probably have to get into shape, lose a lot of weight. I'd probably fight at 170, 185. I think 170 would be a mass. I mean, I can't imagine myself getting that low, but I'd probably fight at 170. I'd have to cut. I'd probably try to weigh in around 190 or so, and walk around. Try to walk around usually 190, 195, and then as I enter the fight week, probably be 185 to 180, and cut the weight, or weigh in at 185, whatever I feel better. I mean, for the most part, most 185ers are 6 to 6'4", but. So I would be pretty decent. I would probably want a height advantage, to be honest. Masvidal was made irrelevant by Colby. Let's all be honest. Yeah, I mean, I just think because of the history, you gotta give. I would say if Leon wants Masvidal and Masvidal wins, why not do it? But Jack is officially a weight bully for real. I would be a weight bully. I'd be a height bully. That's what I'm saying. Is I would be 185. I feel 185 would probably be the non-weight bully way to go, but I'd probably do 170. And also 170 is way more interesting than 185. I wouldn't want to fight Adesanya. I mean, Adesanya would just pick me apart, At least I feel with welterweight, I'd at least have some sort of height advantage and be able to hit people. I feel Adesanya would just be out of the way. I feel it would just be a 50-45, or I don't think I should fight Adesanya with no intention of winning, but let's just see if he knocks me out. Colby will test Edwards more than Usman, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely. It's just a bad matchup for Leon, in my opinion, which, let me just get into it. I think Colby beats Leon just for the fact that in those positions in the fight that Usman had in this fight tonight, I think Colby would just be way closer to him, pressure him a lot more, push him against the fence, and use a lot more wrestling than Usman did. I don't know if Usman's knee was injured. I know some people were saying that. I don't know what was going on that he didn't wrestle so much. But Colby, yeah, I think Colby wins. I think Colby wins it. I think Colby wins that one. You're just a bully. Yeah, but I'm excited for the Leon fight with Colby. I think why not? Co-main event international fight week. It would be interesting because John Jones and Colby do have history. As funny as that sounds, seeing that John Jones is over 100 pounds heavier, or not really over 100 pounds, but 80 pounds, solid amount of weight heavier than Leon. I mean than Colby, but they don't like each other. If you guys don't know, I think it stems from It's disputed if they were roommates or not. Yes, the fight's over. It was over a little bit ago. Colby would push the pace and gas Leon. Leon doesn't have the best chin. Colby wrestling is relentless. I wouldn't say that he doesn't have the best chin. Yes, he got rocked by Nate Diaz, but I wouldn't say that he has the worst chin or a shaky chin, because he did eat that right hand from Usman. It did freeze him a little bit. You could definitely tell it wobbled him because he just stopped moving. He was just holy shit, and that's why he got taken down. Beautiful takedown from Usman in that moment, but yeah, I wouldn't say he has a bad chin. I just think, yeah, he pushes the pace, would get I think he would get, because Leon didn't look crazy gassed. Who won the fight? So Leon won via decision. Gaethje won via decision as well. So those are those fights. But yeah, I think he would just gas him out, to be honest. I think he would just gas him out and then probably get a decision, dominant decision, probably a boring one. And I wouldn't mind seeing Colby as champ. That'd be interesting. An active Colby Covington defending the belt. And Colby, I don't know how old he is, but but Leon also has a chance. I feel I feel just how this fight even went, I feel like Colby would just be a lot better in those situations. Usman's obviously a better fighter. I just think stylistically, Colby would definitely steer against someone like Leon, definitely steer more for the wrestling than Usman would. This thing about Colby and Usman is they don't have much submission threats and just straight up wrestling. I agree. I feel like not even so. At least Usman can incorporate a lot of ground and pound. Colby doesn't. Colby has a lot of great positioning. It's just the ground and pound is just not there. I feel like he would have been able to finish Masvidal if he would have, even implemented some ground and pound. Someone said he was 35. Covington. Yeah, that's pretty old. But yeah, I feel like if he even just ground and pound, I feel like he should add into his game. Rocky. I do think Leon has a chance to beat Colby, but style-wise, I think Colby would be the favorite. Yeah, I agree. I think he can, absolutely. The game plan is always stuff to take down, stay away from the fence, but I just think Colby would be better at pressuring. I feel like it's just a terrible matchup for Leon. I feel like it's like a terrible matchup. Thanks, Jack. Been following your videos for the last few months. Thank you so much. Colby's a bad matchup for everyone except Usman and maybe Gilbert. Yeah, I think Gilbert is underrated in the division just because he's lost to Hamzat and now he's lost to Usman. But I would say probably, yeah. Like I think the matchup would probably be like I think because Gilbert has that submission threat. Like that's the thing is like, and we've seen. I think Colby got submitted. What did he get? What, a guillotine from on top too. So we've seen him be able to. We've seen him in danger in some of those spots. Let me see some of the chat. Usman tried to wrestle. Usman couldn't wrestle. Yeah, he didn't try to wrestle as much as I thought. I think he should have. Like I felt like he very much had him in some good positions, just didn't take advantage. I feel like Usman's main errors were really trying, and Trevor Whitman told him in the final round, was he was really extending with a lot of those shots, and because of that, against the fence, instead he should have just tapped him up, kind of like made sure he had him. He was overextending, especially with like the right hand. All Leon would do was slip and then escape the other way. It's kind of hard for me to explain without like showing the fight, but that's basically what I think a lot of his errors were. And then Leon would get into a really good position, and Leon just mixed it up well. That was also another thing that he did well. I think Leon could still win against Colby. Yeah, absolutely. There's no. I wouldn't say that that's it, but Colby's wrestling kills your cardio, though. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is like I think he would be making it a grind out battle, and I think Colby's cardio would just persevere. Leon wasn't keen on the Colby fight that Dana has already confirmed, so you could be right. Exactly. Yeah. Leon. But the thing is about Leon is Leon said in the cage, he's like, "Oh, the guy's been sitting out for a year." Leon sat out longer than Colby did when he fought Usman. That's what I don't get, is like, if you're going to say that, then fine, but that's exactly what happened in your situation. You sat out for a year and a couple months to fight, when your last fight was Nate Diaz, and then you had no contest against Bilal before that. So I think, I don't know where I think you shouldn't really be talking. Like, at least Masvidal's a higher ranked dude than Nate Diaz, and Masvidal did beat Nate Diaz, so I would think Colby kind of does deserve it a little more. The only thing to add in is the win streak. That's really the only difference, is that Leon was on a massive win streak, but before the Bilal fight, he didn't fight for 2 years. So I don't think necessarily, but I'm down for the fight. I'm down for the fight anyway, but I'm just saying, keep it up. Your channel grew fast. Remember us little people when who were here at the start. Thank you. Wasn't that from COVID, though? Yeah, it was from COVID. And, a lot of it wasn't his fault, to be fair. I'm not criticizing Leon at all for not fighting. I'm just saying those were the facts. Like, those were the facts. Was that he just didn't fight for 2 years. And I'm not trying to blame him or say it was him sitting out, because he had tons of fights scheduled with Hamzat when people wouldn't want to fight Hamzat. So that's why I wasn't even mad when Leon necessarily got the title shot. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna talk about Colby, and Colby too. It's not really his fault either. I know he's had some injuries. There's been a lot of talk about because of the assault and all that, the alleged assault, I should say. Post-match press conference, he's probably still a bit wired. I don't know what you mean, but yeah. Jones versus Miocic prediction. I don't know yet, to be honest. I have to think about it, because a lot of people. Weirdly enough, I picked Jones to beat Gane, but I'm not so certain about Miocic not winning, just because I think it's a bad matchup with the wrestling. And plus, we've seen John Jones struggle in the boxing a lot, like Alexander Gustafsson and things like that. We've seen him struggle against Alexander Gustafsson in specifically the boxing. Dominic Reyes had a lot of boxing problems with that. Was a weird moment where the lights went out in the arena before the Makhachev fight possibly staged. Added a little bit of hype. Yeah, I know, right? That was a weird moment. I saw that and I was like, saw it live and was like, what the hell? It was just like so strange. I was like, I don't know what happened there, but I was like, what the hell? Like, the fight was literally about to start, and then it just all of a sudden, that was that. But so basically, what you're saying is Leon is a bum. No, not at all. I'm not at all saying Leon's a bum. I think Leon beats Malal. I think Leon beats. I shouldn't have said that, because now I can't come up with anyone that Leon would beat. I'm right now looking up the rankings. I think he beats Gilbert. I think that's a bad. I think I really hold Gilbert pretty high. I think he beats Gilbert. So that should be saying a lot. I think he beats Gilbert. I don't know. I just think Colby's a bad matchup for him. That's all. I think he has a better chance of beating Khamzat than he does against Colby, because we've seen. Yeah, I know. I know you're trolling, but I'm just saying. I feel like I am coming off as a Leon hater, because I feel like I always come off as a hater, but I'm just trying to be honest. But yeah, no, I'm just excited for that matchup. I actually don't mind it. And like I said, this just goes, I always say, is like the power of just calling someone out, calling out a date and calling out somebody is just so important for anything, even life too. Like, just like being like, okay, I want to do this exact thing and setting that plan. Because look, 48 hours ago, we didn't even know where Colby was. Like, we didn't even know, like, Colby could have been in North Carolina for all we know. But he just shows up, weighs in as a backup, and then all of a sudden says, hey, International Fight Week, me and Leon. Then now all of a sudden I'm on this live stream talking about it. That's what's crazy, is like all the stuff, like, you never know exactly what's gonna happen. And that's why I always say, call out somebody. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna end the stream in like 10 minutes or so. So let me know anything else. I'm English myself, so I'm really proud of Leon right now. Yeah, I mean, I thought Leon was going to be able to do it. I thought Leon, even in the first fight, I said, hey, it's close. You know, don't sleep on Leon, because Leon, I thought, could defend the takedowns. He did a lot better, I think, because the fatigue wasn't there. The confidence was there. I think there's a lot to be said when someone is so confident going into a fight. You got to really be prepared for that. Like, you got to be really prepared to go into the fight mentally as well as physically, of course, because it affects how you fight. Like, you're more open, you're willing to commit to more shots when you're more confident. And now I think there's a lot to be said, and I think Usman wasn't so confident. Bro, Colby is that guy. I wonder how that court case is going to end. Same. I wonder if that'll affect anything. I think it happens after the Masvidal fight. I wouldn't be surprised if they settle something, though. I would be surprised if they just go all the way. I mean, Masvidal pretty much incriminated himself. Seems. I mean, you know. Did you talk about the Just Gaethje fight? I did. I'll talk about it a little more, though. Where's Kamaru Usman? I don't know. Is Usman at the press conference? Let me know, guys. So the Justin Gaethje fight, like I said, I had it for Gaethje, 2-3, Gaethje, 1, Fiziev. I think, like I said, I don't want to throw around the word overrated, and I don't think Fiziev is necessarily overrated. I think some people did overrate him. He is very good, and isn't like, it's not to the point where I'm going to sit here and be like, oh, he wasn't as good as I thought he was. It wasn't like that. Like I always said, is like, this was the game plan for Gaethje. And especially in that third round, he followed the game plan. I was like, in the second round, he kind of outdogged him, and that's how he got the second round, but it was just the jab. Like I said, he has a lot of problems entering into range. So if you're throwing out that jab, especially with the leg kicks mixed in with it, I think he would have done a lot better. If he would have done it early on, he would have put on a masterclass, and that's what I said the whole week. I was like, use the jab, keep him on the outside. But Trevor Whitman told him and kept telling him, hey, stick to the game plan. And he wasn't, and he was saying he said afterwards, like, hey, he wasn't supposed to outdog, and that's just who Gaethje is, and that's the problem. But he's a lot smarter than Chandler, and like, Chandler's a guy that'll just, throw like crazy and doesn't care. But, but it's not like that with Gaethje. Gaethje actually knows a lot of the time what's going on. He does seem like an idiot sometimes, so a lot of people do write him off, but he's actually not that much of an idiot as you'd think. I thought Usman was going to turn it up to 100, but Leon actually shocked me. I do have a sneaky feeling he will surprise people against Colby. Like, yeah, if he beats Colby, I wouldn't be surprised. But I am pretty confident in Colby. I think Colby's going to just outpace him. I think it'll be like, I think it might be, I think I'm gassing it for 50-45. Maybe Leon wins early, like the first round, and I think maybe the rest go to Colby. Justin versus Islam wouldn't be ideal for Justin. I don't think anyone is beating Islam, bro. Yeah, I think Gaethje definitely loses to Islam. We saw him against Khabib, and I think that we've seen Islam be a better striker. I think the only way he beats him is if Islam's ego gets to him and he's like, yeah, let me go strike with this guy. And then he gets caught with something, which I'm sure the UFC would love for Islam to not be champ anymore. Islam overrated, to be honest. I know like a lot of people would think, I don't think Islam's overrated. I think, yeah, like Volkanovski definitely exposed a lot of holes in his game. But I think Volkanovski is just a bad matchup for him. And Volkanovski is like, that guy. Like he's legit. So I wouldn't say that just because of that fight that he's, overrated. I think he's still very good with the striking and the wrestling. He definitely mix it up. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see if he could strike with Gaethje. I actually think he does. I think he could strike with Gaethje. I think it would be a closer fight, especially early on. But I think he could. I think Volk could beat Islam. Yeah, I think so too. I think in the rematch he does, if they fight. I'd be picking Volkanovski, to be honest. But it's close. But yeah, is Islam overrated? Hell nah. Yeah, I don't think he's overrated. I mean, yeah, I think he's underrated now. I think it's getting to a point where people are shitting on him too much. He's underrated now. Like I think like all you guys are kind of sleeping on Islam, but that's just me. I think he does well. Like I think the Alex fight, the rematch is even close. But how do you know about the UFC? I mean, I just watched I used to watch. I mean, I got into it because I guess of Connor, and then from there I just watched more. He's not overrated. He's just a poster boy at the moment. That's all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, watch his next performance. If he does well, everyone's going to be back on the Islam train and be like, he's the greatest, But yeah, Volkanovski definitely made him look human. And like I've said, I think it's just come to the point where like Dagestani fighters are like, they're getting exposed. Like at one point they were, top level. I mean, at one point Brazilian fighters were top level, and then eventually that style went down. Styles come in and out. I think the Dagestani fighter style is going to go out soon. We've seen with Magomed, he got taken to a draw. We saw Islam almost lose his title. There's someone recently that I was thinking of. Said Nurmagomedov lost last week. That style is starting to become beatable because people are studying like how they fight. Let's see, who cares? Let's see. I mean, who's next? Bro, Islam fought the number one pound for pound and won. Yeah, I know, but it was a close fight. No one cares about him. He made Charles look like a can. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say a can, but I wouldn't say a can. Twitches. I really want Volk to move up after the next title fight. He has a featherweight because he's getting old. Yeah, definitely. I want to see Islam versus Volk. That's what I want to see. I want to see that in Abu Dhabi. I think Volk could do it. I mean, if he fights, I think he should fight in July. I don't know what they're doing in July. There's no news. I mean, we have more news about. In June. Sorry, we have more. I want Volkanovski to fight in June. We have more July news than we have about June. So I'm curious what they're going to do there. I mean, so far we've heard it might be in Canada, but we haven't heard any fights really. No big fights, at least. I think they might be running out of fights. I don't know what they're going to do there. I think have Volkanovski and Yair there. They might do this now with the whole Colby Leon situation. Then they do Colby Leon in July, co-main event. Then when they do that, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they throw another Mexican on there. And maybe they just do, hopefully they go to Mexico in June. I wouldn't mind that. That would be cool. If they do that, like maybe they have Irina Aldana versus Amanda Nunes, or they could have Alexa Grasso Shevchenko too there, or Moreno to fight. Of course, you need to have Moreno. 3 title fights you could do. I don't know, but that would be a bomb card, and just the fact that it's in Mexico would just be hype. He is not a fighter for the fans. He lays on top of you. About Islam. I mean, Islam is better. I mean, I think Islam's. I don't want to say he's better. I mean, I will say he's more well-rounded than Khabib, and I think most people know this because it's just Khabib's striking is so. Some people overrate the hell out of his striking. He can't strike. He's not that good at striking, but Islam is good at striking, so that's the difference. I like how someone actually puts up a fight and suddenly they are human. Like, bro, how dominant do they have to be? It's not it wasn't putting up a fight against Volkanovski. Like, come on, it wasn't putting up a fight. Like, you watch that 5th round, it was. If we're going to a 6th, I'm losing the fight. Like, it wasn't just putting up a fight. Like, that was debatable. Some people think Volk even won the fight, so it wasn't even like, it wasn't put up a fight. No offense, but do you think the Vettori decision was fair? I actually don't. I thought Roman Dolidze, which let me talk about the rest of the card, and then I'll read the rest of the chat. So the card opened up, main card with Vettori, Roman Dolidze. Thought Roman Dolidze, I thought he won. I think he won rounds 1 and 3. I had him winning. I thought he won pretty clearly, and I thought Vettori won round 2. Yeah, and I was surprised. 30-27 is insane. 29-28, okay. Maybe you give that third round. The third round comes down to the third round. So I think you give it. I'm just surprised it went to Vettori 30-27. I couldn't get over that. That was like insane to me. Next fight was Casey O'Neill and Jennifer Maia, and I said the whole week too. I said to you guys, I said, hey, Jennifer Maia is more experienced, and Casey O'Neill is a new up-and-comer and coming off an injury, all this, and I thought Casey O'Neill would win, but I was like, hey, don't be surprised if it's 29-28 decision, which it might have been. I think it was 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. So I think there was some. But I had it in favor of O'Neill, so I was wrong. I just think for the O'Neill fight, she should have had Maia come to her. She's coming in, and every time it kind of reminds me of Fiziev. What Fiziev does in his other fights is when you come into his range, he just goes crazy with his speed, and that's what Maia was doing. And in those situations, you're the taller fighter. You don't need to come into Maia's range. Keep her at range. Keep her at range with the jab. Throw the leg kicks. And let Maia, because when Maia was coming forward, O'Neill was catching her. That's when Casey was winning. So she should have kept her at range instead of just coming at her, or even level changed at some point. But fair play to Maia. I was afraid they were gonna rob her at that point. I was like, if they don't give this to Maia, that would be insane. Let's see. I didn't get to finish. And Gunnar Nelson obviously winning by submission. I thought he was gonna win by submission. I think most people did. I thought it was going to go kind of similar to the RDA fight, and I even was going to predict first round sub. That's why I wasn't so certain it was going to go over the first round, because Gunnar Nelson, I mean, he's not underrated in the way that I think he's going to win a belt, but he's just a complete martial artist. Karate, great striking with the karate, and then also the ground game with his jiu-jitsu. Let's see. Do you not think he is human? Well, I mean, human is human. Islam beat number 3 pound for pound, and the number 1 pound for pound, all within 4 months and won. Yeah, I mean, obviously impressive. I think people. That's what I'm on two sides of the coin. You can't say that the Volk fight, that all he did was put up a fight, but you have to say but you can't also say that Islam you can't say that Islam sucks because of the fight, because Volkanovski I guess now not anymore, but he's number 2 pound for pound, and he was at the time. And not only that, everyone was saying, Islam has to wrestle him. He beat him in his own game, and you still got to give him credit for that. And with all the odds against him going to Australia, so you do have to give him a lot of credit there. Volk won the fight for me only just. Yeah, I agree. I had Volk winning the fight upon rewatch. Islam is good, but he doesn't even come to press conference. Yes, it is a sport for fighting, but please be a little entertaining. Yeah, I understand that. Colby is entertaining as hell. That's what I'm saying, is he understands the entertainment side of this very good. I mean, in the beginning of his career he didn't, but now he has that on lock. Because going there, calling out Leon, he came prepared with notes. Bilal got to take some notes from Colby. But I'm about to wrap this up in a little bit. overall, great card. Muhammad Makhachev winning in the last few seconds. I didn't get to watch the Chris Duncan fight. Christian Leroy Duncan, different guy. He really he looked like an interesting guy. Like I was like, I might follow him a little more because he definitely had a good. He won the fight, right? Or did he lose? He might have lost. But I like the what do you call it? I liked how the fight went. Like I liked his fighting style. Oh my god, this thing's annoying. Right now I'm trying to look up if he won or not because I might be bugging. All right, let's see. Chris Leroy. Yeah, he did win. I thought he won. I knew I wasn't bugging. Nobody is throwing shit on Islam. These are elite fighters and someone has to lose. Yeah, of course. How do you feel about the dirty tactics affecting the fight? Usman 3. Yeah, I mean, a lot of that's the debate, honestly. If I'm Usman, I'm saying I got to look at the scorecards to actually do, but one of them gave Leon the round. So if I were them, I'd be like pushing for the draw and being like, hey, like if the fence grab wasn't there, I would have gotten the takedown and controlled him the rest of the round and won the fight, and then all the judges would have gave me the round and it would have been a draw. That would be my argument if I'm Usman, or even won the fight. I don't know who did that. I don't know who scored it that way. Well, yeah, what weirdness though that there was a draw. There was like a lot of draws. There was a literal draw. There was a draw for the Justin Gaethje, like one of the scorecards for that fight, and then there was a draw in this fight. Oddly enough, let's see. Why do you downplay Islam's accomplishments like that? Like, yeah, he did, but he lost one round. No, he didn't lose one round. He didn't lose one round. He lost round 3 and 5. I think most people would agree, and then I think the second one was really close. I'm not downplaying anything. I just said that he beat Volkanovski in his own game, and I think that's pretty commendable, but I think he definitely made a lot of errors, and especially in that 5th round. Bro, and I mean, you got to be honest, like the 5th round was definitely the most dominant round out of all the rounds. Those are just facts. Bro, Islam ended the fight with Volk pounded on him. Imagine real street. There's like a lot of beef going on in the chat right now. A lot of people talking about a pay-per-view that happened a month ago. I'm trying to talk about this pay-per-view. What would you have thought if there was one fight to not go to distance? It wasn't Gaethje Fiziev. I know. I was pretty confident. I was pretty confident that was going to go to finish, not go to distance. I thought Fiziev was going to knock out Gaethje. Did look a little dicey in the beginning of the 3rd round because Fiziev did catch Gaethje with something. I remember it. I was like, damn, like is this going to be the end? Mixing it with the body and all that. But love the channel. Just did my own reactions to the channel. Thanks for inspiring the content, mate. Thank you. Of course, man. I'm glad that you finally start. I had Leon winning, by the way, as well. Great performance. Yeah, I had it a draw, but if anyone were to win, I agree Leon won. That's like saying Nate beat Leon because of the last round. I'm not saying that Volk beat Islam at all. I'm not saying that's not my argument. I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know if you're probably talking to somebody else because I didn't say that, but I'm just saying it was a close fight. Hey, sunglasses. Hey, who's sunglasses? I don't even know who's sunglasses. But whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, but I'm like I said, I'm excited. Nona saying he did not with Lewis. I did not win Lewis. Yeah, obviously. I'm trying to do it's all good, bro. Yeah, I know it's all good. I know. I'm just reacting to the chat here. Habib and Tony. Although Volk got robbed. Yeah, no. I think it was definitely close. Up to, I think the 2nd round is really close, so I don't mind. Like I said, I never mind. I never call for a robbery unless it's like a blatant rob. Like, there's only few fights that I've called robberies just because, like I said, my mentality has always been like, if you're gonna let it go to a decision and get a finish, then that's your own fault, basically. That's your own fault has always been my mentality. You guys know this, so I'm never mad about a close decision like tonight, or if it's a bad decision, I could disagree with it, but at the end of the day, you got to finish the fight. Like, at the end of the day, you're accepting the consequence. And of course, it's not as easy always to finish a fight. Like, but I'm just saying. The main event was boring. I don't think it was boring. I wouldn't say it was boring. It was competitive, so I think that's what kept it. It wasn't like a drag him out war. I would have liked if Leon called out Masvidal, because if Masvidal wins, does that put him on a third fight with Usman or a title fight? Yeah, I think that's the thing, is like Masvidal Leon is the fight to make, and they really cannot do Masvidal. Like what they can't do is have him fight Colby, and if Leon wins, then fight Masvidal, because Bilal and Shavkat, they're just gonna be in the loop somewhere. You gotta have Leon versus Leon versus, I think you do Leon versus Masvidal next. I think you have Colby, because there's tons of fun fights for Colby. Colby and Muhammad's a fun fight, but nobody wants to see Masvidal and Muhammad. Nobody wants to see Masvidal versus Shavkat. You know what I mean? That's definitely the Colby's fight. Colby's fun with anybody. I just feel like Masvidal, who cares? Like, Leon's a fun fight for him, because at least they're both strikers. You know, they're gonna stand on the feet, and they have the history. That would be fun. 3 judges. Oh, everyone's still debating about Islam. Masvidal's on a 3-fight losing streak. Yeah, of course. Obviously, he doesn't deserve it, but sadly, that's just how the world works. Sadly, but I think he should. I think if he would have called out Masvidal, would have done a lot better of a job, and maybe a lot more possible. And had people talking about it. But just because he said at the post-fight press conference, apparently I didn't see it yet, but people are telling me in the chat. I don't know. Can we have Leon and Colby? Could we have Leon and Colby versus Masvidal? Could we have Leon and Colby? Yeah, the winner. That's what I'm saying. Is like the problem is like if you have the winner of that versus Masvidal, where is Bilal? Like, Bilal is, it's understandable. Okay, skip him for 1 title fight, but skip him for 2. Then we're talking about maybe a year. Like, we're talking about maybe this time next year, we're finally talking about Bilal and Leon. Like, Leon could fight in July. Maybe he's lucky and fights in December against Masvidal, let's just say, or something like that. Or maybe in November at MSG. Hypothetically, if Leon wins against Colby. Then you're going to have Bilal. Then when is Leon going to come back? Like, March best? Like March at best, and then you're gonna have literally a year pass by, and Bilal could get a title shot right now, and it would make sense. So I think by summer, Shavkat is champion. Yeah, possible. I definitely wouldn't count that out. I think his hardest matchup would probably be Colby, but or Usman. Imagine Leon ends Masvidal and Colby. Would be sick, to be honest. Definitely possible. That's definitely possible. Leon and Usman both said they'd give Conor a title shot. Yeah, of course. That'd be funny if it's like Masvidal. It's Colby next, Masvidal, and then Conor. That would just be. They should do. What they should do is the only other option that you could do for Masvidal. If Conor beats Chandler, then do him and Masvidal, Conor and Masvidal, and then you do Bilal. Oh my God, Bilal! Imagine like Bilal versus Conor. I think. Oh my God, I don't even want to think about that. That would just be like boring. Like that would just be like the worst fight you can make for Conor. Just boring. But Leon would be a fun fight for him. So I guess then you could do hypothetically Bilal and Leon, and then the winner of both fights for the title. Because that'd be good, even if Leon and Masvidal get. That's the best way that Leon and Masvidal gets made. If Leon beats Bilal and Colby, and then Masvidal beats Burns and then Conor, that would be a good matchup. Bilal, forget the name. Who is Bilal? Bilal is boring, low key. Yeah, I know, guys. I don't want the fight to be made either. They want that Conor money, of course they do. Awful performance by both fighters. Both fought scared. Neither of them could take a single round from GSP. Yeah, that's the thing, is like Usman's legacy, I think, is now tainted to where it's like now he can't beat GSP. Like, now the debate's over. And I agree, Prime GSP probably beats both of them, to be honest. Conor, I mean, I don't know about Usman's a hard matchup, but so I don't want to just jump and say, hey, George, but George, I think George would probably win. Connor easily jumps that line. Yeah, I think instead of having both guys, you just do them. They fight each other in the beginning of the next year, and you could do it in T-Mobile, and then you could have Bilal and Usman. I mean Bilal. Sorry, you could do Bilal and Leon, and have that fight go down. I think Usman and Connor would have been a lot better fight for the belt if Usman won, but I'm sure the UFC is kind of happy though that Leon. I don't think they were happy. They didn't seem to like. Dana didn't seem too happy. I think he would have rathered of Usman win, but everyone's not a star. Like Usman wasn't a star at one point, and then he started winning, and he was a star. So, but now all these guys become active. Colby, Masvidal, all these guys that we would have never gave title shots if Usman won is getting title shots. When Bilal said Colby was overrated, I was done with him. Did he say that? Masvidal beats Burns. You must be... No. I'm not saying he beats Burns at all. I'm just saying if. Like, this is a big if. That's why I'm saying to you guys, like, I'm not too mad about Colby because I think Gilbert beats him. I think he may beat him in a round, honestly. I think he submits him. Bro, Leon had a great game plan. I agree. I think Burns melts Masvidal. Same here. Masvidal's... Yeah, I think a lot of you guys are thinking I'm saying that Masvidal beats Burns. Not at all. I think Burns beats him. And then I'm about to wrap this up. UFC needs to let title fights be co-main events. UFC needs to let title fights be co-main events to more exciting fights. Yeah, sometimes it's a little, sometimes I find the cards that don't have title main events are usually kind of whack cards most of the time. It's just an extra title fight, even if it's not an exciting title fight, it adds a little spice to the card, Masvidal gives me drunk, childless uncle fighting in a bar somewhere vibes. Absolutely. I mean, I'm excited for the fight with him. I think he loses, but if he wins, the moves is Connor and him. If Connor beats Chandler, and then the winner for the title, for welterweight title. But you never know how the division is going to look by then. You never know who's going to be champion. You never know what Shavkat's going to do. You never know any of that. But I think Shavkat and Bilal, I think they should do maybe an interim. Maybe they do an interim title in Abu Dhabi. Maybe they do that in a co-main event. Masvidal really went downhill. I wonder what happened to him. Must be drugs. No, I just don't think he was ever that good. I just think he got lucky. Honestly, I think he got lucky with the Askren fight. Beat Darren Till for obviously, and then who did he beat? Nate Diaz. I mean, we know Darren. I mean, Darren Till now. Like, where is Darren Till? Boxing Logan Paul. It wasn't. I feel like it just was hype, recency bias. He's fighting the same way he's always fought. It's just he's been jumped to the top because of his stardom all of a sudden. What should Usman do next? Usman, I think Usman's either 185. I think you should have called it there, man. I don't know. I think unless he's going to 185, like, what are you going to do? Fight 170 again and just keep fighting? Like, you're not going to get a fourth fight. Like the next fight, Colby and Leon, he's not going to fight the winner of that. His best hope is, like, if Bilal wins and maybe he gets a title shot. I don't know, but he's getting old. I think he should move to 185. The weight cut, I think it would help him, especially if Pereira wins. Maybe if Pereira wins, I could definitely see them doing some sort of, like, maybe him versus Cannonier or something, and then, because Usman was like, he wants to fight quick. So if he can make a quick turnaround, if Pereira beats Adesanya, maybe in the meantime, maybe if he really wants to come back quick in June, he fights, Cannonier, a Marvin Vettori, a Robert Whittaker even, but I think they're going to say Whittaker for Hamzat. Maybe he jumps the line, and maybe we make Pereira and Usman, as crazy as that would sound, and how weird that is now, but you never know what's going to happen in the next few months. Wouldn't be surprised if Conor gets a title shot if he wins. Yeah, definitely. If he wins against Chandler, you might get a title shot. Did you hear Leon Colby is next? Yeah, we've been talking about that. And went out. What is this? Masvidal really took the loss and went out to jump him, coward. Yeah, I agree. That was just not cool. It was just because of the loss. Like, it's just kind of like, bro, you had 25 minutes to do whatever you wanted, and now you just kind of just take advantage when you see him. It's like weird. What should Usman do next? I already answered that. What the hell? If Jorge misses that knee, we never would hear of him. Yeah, exactly. It really was just a matter of, I hate saying like luck, because it was planned, but I'm just saying like it really was like he caught Askren. I don't think he's better than Askren. Like well, now he is probably, but you know, I don't think he's I don't think he's better than Askren, but at least then, you know. But he caught him, and it was a good knee, of course. But Masvidal's a good guy. Masvidal is good versus guys who never shoot. Yeah, he's a good striker. That's what I'm saying. Is like if he can keep the fight on the feet with Gilbert, he has a good chance, because we've seen Gilbert get caught before. But you never know. Colby would kill Masvidal in a real street fight. He was exhausted. Yeah, probably. Usman gets ragdolled by Hamzat. I wouldn't say that just yet. He's still a really good wrestler. Who won? Leon won, and Justin Gaethje won. Dricus du Plessis, the real African hope. According to some, he isn't, apparently. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Masvidal got slapped by Usman. Yeah, like I said, I think Masvidal, I'm not trying to say, Masvidal is like the greatest here, but I just think this is just how it works. Sometimes it just works like this, and you know, you can't be anything but sad about it. You know, can't do anything but cry. You know, and that's just that at the end of the day. But yeah, like I said, I think we're gonna wrap this up here. Thank you everybody that tuned in, because we all got to talk about UFC 286. Let me do that. UFC 286. Do a stream tomorrow morning. Yes, I am doing a stream tomorrow. So tune in for that. And we're going to keep doing these. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, road to 20K. Yeah, thank you guys. Go subscribe, share the link, all of that. And I'll do one tomorrow. I'll probably do one tomorrow morning and talk. You know, let me see. I gotta see, actually, because I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but maybe I will anyway. Maybe I'll just do a little fun stream. But thank you guys for watching. I'm either gonna make a video tomorrow or a stream, so I'll let you guys know what I decide. I think I might just do a stream, actually. You guys are convincing me. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like if you did, share, subscribe, all that, and I'll see you guys later.